Oh, thank you.
I want
We
to
love
ask you
you
a
too.
question. I had an experience in 2014 with my friend. We saw what I believe was seemed like a hybrid. It appeared to be alien and human kind of looking, and it didn't say anything to us. It was just me and my friend and this being on the train. And he or she, I'm not sure, smiled at us the entire time. And I felt like this being we knew, and was able to read my mind, even though I don't know how. I just felt like it was just something I've never seen before. And I just wanted to see, was this true?
Did you just say it was on a train that this happened?
Yeah, we were on our way. It was in the middle of the night, and we were on our way to the airport, and we were on a airport tram.
Yes.
And it was just us three on the train.
All right.
Nobody else was on it.
And you were with your friend. How did your friend respond?
We both pretended that we didn't notice the being, and we were looking around. I sort of smiled a little bit, but didn't really look completely like in the being's eyes. We were just kind of looking around, talking about things and acting like, we didn't see that. She was afraid, and I knew she was. And we got off the train, even though I wanted to stay on the train. But
Can you describe the being in a little bit more detail for us, please? So while we are tuning in with your energy frequency, we can reach out to that incident as you co-created it.
Right. Okay. This being seemed to be thin and tall, and the skin seemed to be gray. It looked like it almost had like makeup covering, and it looked like the makeup was coming off throughout the body in certain areas, and the skin was gray. The eyes were big and like oval, I guess, big eyes, and it didn't seem like there was any hair. The clothes seemed odd.
The clothes seemed odd. How?
It seemed almost like it was in a different time, like it should have been in the 80s. The outfit that he was wearing it seemed like he was wearing boots and like jeans that weren't all the way down. It just seemed very peculiar.
Or maybe a little clumsy.
Not
almost.
Human looking.
All right, understood.
What?
A little clumsy. We're joking around, but
yeah.
as if it wasn't understood completely what to wear, right?
Yes.
So
like it was thrown together, like.
This is really rare, but you did have an encounter.
Wow. And then 6 months later, I had an out-of-body experience.
There are no coincidences.
My first one.
There are no coincidences.
Which woke me up.
For some people, this type of a very visible, tangible kind of encounter is what is agreed upon. It is rare, but it happens. And it happens more so for people who really they would have never expected a thing like that to happen. They weren't looking for a thing like that to happen. And that's when it happens.
That's exactly what happened. I was always interested in other beings from other planets since I was a little girl. But I was just always interested. I thought it was exciting and fun to think about other beings. So I always had that outlook. And I remember when I was a young kid, I saw a video of a spaceship. And that is actually what got me interested in beings, that video.
So somewhere deep down you knew that this existed, that this exists as a phenomena. You kind of knew, there was some knowingness within you, but you would have never rationally expected a thing like that to happen, to have an encounter like that in physical life. So what you were experiencing, really, you and your friend, you were in an energy bubble that was co-created between the two of you and the being, the entity.
Wow.
He was focused in your reality, but in order to be there, it was actually really important that there were no other people around, because they could not have withstand. We're looking for the correct translation in the database of the channeler. So other people could not have withstand, probably is the word, the energy frequency bubble that you guys could all be together in. So this was a very focused manifestation, and there's not even a millimeter of the stage that you were observing as it was unfolding in that short period of time that you were on that little tram situation. not a millimeter of that was out of place. Everything was exactly so that you could have that encounter in a particular energy frequency, and that you could take from that what you needed to take from it. And even the setting, that it was something that was moving, that you were in a vehicle together, which actually transits, literally, you from one place to another, and symbolizes a transit from one level to another, because you were on an airport, and there's a strong emphasis on the idea of lifting off and going to a higher energy frequency in a symbolic way. Because speeding up and going up in the air, in a sense, symbolizes that too. So you were in transition, all of you. And that was part of the message. You are in transition. You are in a transitional phase of your life, is what was being reflected back to you with, you could say, the energy frequency of your higher selves involved, the energy being, and the entire physical reflection that was co-created by all of you together in this way. So you were being given a hint, a reminder really, that you are in transition, you're in a transitional phase, you're about to take off, and you're in for some real surprises, and you're not alone. That's the main message that was being given to you there.
Wow. And you're right, because 6 months later, I had this out-of-body experience, this astral travel experience that completely changed my life.
Because
so I did take off.
You would never look at life the same way again after that. Right.
Yeah.
So
my life completely changed.